Hello students, chapter number 13 in the physics, sound. In the last session we learned that how sound travels or propagates. We saw that sound needs a medium to propagate. It can be solid or a liquid or it can be gas also. So now we also saw that light cannot travel through the vacuum. Then we learned that after traveling, when it reaches our ear, how do we hear that sound? We learn about the construction of our ear, which is in three parts: outer ear, middle ear and inner ear. And we also learn how the sound travels through the canal, reach the eardrum starts vibrating and it passes the sound in the middle ear, in which there are three interconnected bones are there. So when they are connected with the eardrum and that they also start vibrating, and then they pass that vibrations in the inner ear, which convert that vibration and it passes that vibration in the form of the the auditory nerves, means impulse, nerve impulse, and through the auditory nerves that impulse are reached to the brain. Brain interprets them and then we can hear the sound. Now we see that we observe that or we experience that all the sounds are different. Some are loud, some are very low, some are having high pitch, low pitch, means shrill sound, etc. So now for that we have to learn about some words like frequency, amplitude, time period, etc. About time period you already learned in the lower standard, but let's recall that. What is time period? The time taken by a vibrating body to complete one oscillation is called the time period. You know that oscillation means the to and fro motion of the vibrating object is known as the oscillatory motion or the vibration. So when a object is vibrating, then the time taken to complete one oscillation is known as the time period of that object. So time taken to complete one oscillation is known as the time period. Now the second thing is the frequency. So the frequency means the number of oscillations per second. Per second means in 1 second. Means in 1 second how many oscillations are completed. You know that when the oscillations are there, the object is moving from its mean position, central position, to left and right or to up and down. So from left and right, when it reaches from one place to another and back to its original position, then one oscillation is completed. So such how many oscillations are completed in 1 second, that number is known as the frequency of that sound. So what is frequency? The number of the oscillations completed by a vibrating body in 1 second is called the frequency. Now sometimes that vibrations are very fast. How can we find the number of vibration in 1 second, because 1 second is a very small time. So in this situation, what will we do? We will find the number of oscillations in a bigger time, like in 1 minute or 20 seconds and so. And then we divide it by the time. So frequency is equal to number of oscillations divided by time taken. It means that we can find the time to complete 10 oscillations or 20 oscillations and then divide it by the time total taken. Then we get the frequency. So we know that all the quantities have a unit. For example, the length have the unit of centimeter, meter, the mass has kilogram, gram, etc. Time has second, hour, minute, etc. Similarly, the frequency also have the unit, and the unit of frequency is denoted by hertz. The unit of frequency is hertz, H-E-R-T-Z, hertz, and the notation, it is denoted by capital H and small z, that is Hz. So that is pronounced as hertz. So Hz means hertz. So the unit of frequency is hertz, which is denoted by hertz. So we can understand, like in a minute, in a second. In a second, if the object is completing 20 oscillations, if a vibrating body makes 20 oscillations in a second, then we can say that the frequency of that is 20 hertz, because in 1 second it is completing 20 oscillations. So if it is completing 50 oscillations, then the frequency will be 50 hertz. So whatever the number of oscillations is completing in 1 second, then that number is known as the frequency, and it has the unit hertz, Hz. Now another important thing is the amplitude. Frequency and amplitude, that are the very, very most important factors in the sound. So now, what is the amplitude? Amplitude is the thing that we are going to understand about. As we talked that during the to and fro motions, the vibrating object moves a maximum distance from both the sides, either left and right side or up and down. It depends in which direction it's oscillating. So now that maximum distance or the maximum displacement of an oscillatory body from its central position in any of the direction is called the amplitude. Amplitude means the maximum displacement of the oscillatory object in any direction, either the upward or the downward direction, left or the right direction. So that maximum displacement in any of the direction from the mean position or the central position, and that number is known as the amplitude of that sound. And now that amplitude is very, very important for the loudness of the sound. Now suppose we take a metallic tumbler and a tablespoon, and if you strike the tablespoon gently on the brim, then you will hear a very small sound. Now bend the spoon on the tumbler very hard, then you will see the sound will be loud. So it depends on the amplitude. When you stick it very gently, the amplitude will be very small. But if you bang hardly, then amplitude will be, means it will displace a more distance on the either side. So that amplitude will be larger. So according to the amplitude, the sound will be of a different quality. Similarly, you can hear the different amplitude. You can count the amplitude also with the help of some other things also. Like take the tumbler and take a little rim of the tumbler, vibrate the tumbler by striking it. So now we have to suspend a thermocol ball touching the rim of the tumbler. Now if you take a tumbler and suspend a small ball of thermocol which can touch the rim of that tumbler. Now if you strike the tumbler gently, then you will see that that thermocol ball will start oscillatory. Now here see the amplitude. Now bang it very hardly, then you will see that it will move more distance, means amplitude will be larger and the sound will also be different. So the loudness of the sound is because of the amplitude. So here loudness of sound depends on the amplitude of the vibrations, and it is proportional to square of the amplitude. Means if the amplitude is double, then the sound, the loudness of the sound will be 4 times the factor of the 4. It is increased by the 4 times the factor, means factor of the 4, and therefore the sound are different in that way. So if the amplitude becomes twice, the loudness increases by a factor of 4. This loudness of sound is expressed in a unit called decibel. The loudness of the sound has a unit which is known as decibel, and it is denoted by small d and capital B as shown here. So the loudness of the sound is expressed in a unit called decibel. So now the different decibel sounds, I am going to tell you that normal breathing, when we breathe normally, then you hear the sound, and that is nearly 10 decibel sound, means the loudness is 10 decibel. Similarly, soft whisper at 5 meter, means when you are whispering with one another very nearly, we are sitting in the classroom maybe or somewhere, and we whisper very slowly at a distance of 5 meter, and then that sound has loudness of 30 decibel. Normal conversation, means when we talk normally, not too loudly, not whispering, normal talking, that normal conversation has the loudness of 60 decibel will be there. Busy traffic, when you are on a busy road or in the like a crowded place, when there is a very much traffic, so in that busy traffic the sound, loudness of the sound will be at 70 decibel. And average factory, if you go in a factory, and then in that the sounds of the machines are going on and on and on and on, and that is the 80 decibel sound. And if you will understand about it, if you hear the decibel, I mean the sound louder than 80 decibel, then that noise becomes physically painful. It means that it can be physically painful. It can produce headache in our body also. So the sound whose loudness is above decibel, 80 decibel. So above 80 decibel, the noise becomes physically painful. So we cannot tolerate it. So sometimes we see that very noisy, then we get headache because the loudness will be more than the 80 decibel, and that is. So now the loudness of sound, as I told you, depends on the amplitude. When the amplitude of a vibration is large, the sound produced is loud. When the loudness, amplitude is more, then the sound produced is loud. And when the amplitude is small, the sound produced is feeble, means very low sound is that. Compare the sound of the baby with that of an adult. Is there any difference? Of course. Even if two sounds are equally loud, they differ in some way. And that is the shrillness or the pitch of the sound. Here we saw the decibel, means the sound, the loudness. Sometimes the loudness are equal, but still the quality of sound is different. Means it can be shrill sound or low shrill or high shrill sound also there. So that is the pitch or the shrillness which is determined by the frequency. Loudness is due to the amplitude, means amplitude determines the loudness of the sound. Means more amplitude, larger amplitude, then the loud sound. And if the amplitude is smaller, then the feeble sound. But now because of the frequency, the sound can be high pitch or low pitch and shriller sound like that. So the frequency determines the shrillness or pitch of a sound. If the frequency of vibration is higher, then the sound is shrill and it is known as the high pitched sound. And if the frequency of vibration is lower, then the sound has a lower pitch. For example, a drum. When you beat a drum and it have a low frequency, therefore it produces low pitched sound. So sound of the drum is loud but having low pitched frequency. So frequency, low pitch frequency and loudness is totally different from each other. Loudness depends on the amplitude wise, while the shrillness or the pitch depends on the frequency of the sound. So on the other hand, a whistle, when we blow a whistle sound is also loud, but its shrillness is high, means it is known as a high pitch sound. For example, the sound of the bird is also a high pitched sound, but when the lion is roaring, that is a low pitched sound. Sound is low pitched sound. Why? Because of the frequency. So frequency determines the shrillness or the pitch of the sound, while the loudness is determined by the amplitude of the sound. So every day we hear the different sounds, and that we know that the sound of the man, sound of the women and child are also different because of the frequency. When we see that the sound of the female are the high pitched sound, and that of man is low pitched sound because of the different frequency. And the child also have the very high pitched sound because of the frequency. So as we saw that high the frequency and the high is the shrillness or the pitch and so on. So that is the thing we learn about it. In the next time we will learn about the limitations of sound that we can hear, means audible sounds and so on. Here we are going to finish this session, will be followed by the PDF, and any confusion write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.